It's so simple that you can learn your life purpose now. You're gonna know your life's purpose in the next 5 minutes. Would you like to know your life's purpose in the next 5 minutes?
Silly. So we've been on this journey to find the meaning of life on YouTube. Looking at all the most viewed, most popular videos on YouTube about the meaning of life and studying the people, studying their idea, and then kind of dissecting the idea and evaluating it to see if this is the idea that we really want to adopt as our own to live by about what the meaning of life truly is. So far, we've looked at Dan Howell, and if you missed that video, I'll put it down in the description below, and I'll link to it up here for you. We used an analogy of squeezing all of the juice out of a lemon for that idea of the meaning of life, so go check that out. And then we also talked about Sadhguru, and I will also link to that down below and link it up here so you can check that out after you watch this video. And we used a jar full of Orbeez to illustrate that idea what the meaning of life is. This week I've been studying this guy right here. His name is Adam Leipzig, and he is 61 years old at present, and he is a film producer. He's worked on movies like Dead Poets Society and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He's produced and oversaw some pretty awesome movies. He went to Yale, graduated from there, and he honestly, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a happy guy. He seems like a healthy guy. And he posted a video on YouTube 6 years ago called How to Know Your Life Purpose in 5 Minutes. Easy as that. This video has 14 million views. When you search the meaning of life and then you rank them by most viewed, I think the first video comes up is like a Backstreet Boys video, and then this guy is up there, like right around the top 2 or 3 videos about the purpose and the meaning of life. I think people are really drawn to this video because it says you can find your life purpose in 5 minutes, right? And we want to get busy living our purpose, not figuring out what our purpose is. So yeah, I think this video is popular in that regard, and I think honestly Adam's touching on something that's really important when it comes to us finding our true purpose in life. I don't necessarily know if he has the complete picture, but he definitely touches on something really good. He's getting close, he's getting hot, and so I'm excited to share this one with you. And so I guess let's go check it out, and then we'll break it down and evaluate it, and we'll just keep going on this journey together. So here it is.
It's so simple that you can learn your life purpose now. You're gonna know your life's purpose in the next 5 minutes. Would you like to know your life's purpose in the next 5 minutes? A little bit louder, please. The tent next door is super loud and I need to hear you. Would you like to know your life purpose in the next 5 minutes? Thank you. It's not even gonna actually take 5 minutes. So let's figure out our life purpose now together. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? What do those people need? And how do they change or transform as a result? Shall we do it? Okay, everybody on the count of 5, shout out your first name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fabulous, that was the first one. Only 4 to go. That's who you are. Now, what do you do? What do you love to do? Do you love to write, to cook, to design apps, to write code, to crunch numbers, to talk, to teach? What do you love to do? And if there are many things that are coming to your mind, I want you to focus down to what do you feel supremely qualified to teach other people? Now think about that in one word. Hold it, don't release it yet. On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, that's what you do. Now think about who you do it for. Think about them in your mind. Don't say it, don't release it, think about it. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, who you do it for? Let's do it a little louder, guys. Over the people in the tent. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, that's the spirit we need. Okay, now, what do these people need? What do these people want or need that you have that they're coming to you to get, okay? What do they want or need in just 1 or 2 words? Ready? Hold it. Don't release it yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Now the best one. How do they change or transform as a result of what you give them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now we're going to put this all together in kind of a sentence, okay? Everyone louder than the people in the tent again. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? What do they want or need? And how do they change or transform? Congratulations, you guys just did something that people at Yale couldn't do for 25 years. You now have found your life purpose.
Okay, so we're in the shop to explain this idea. And it's really simple. According to Adam, you can find your life purpose by answering the questions, what do you do? But it's not just about what exactly you do. It's about who you do it for, what those people need, and what they get out of what you give them. So I'm the person you're doing it for. What I need is to build something so that I have something cool to look at on my shelf. So for this tape measure, its purpose is to measure this board. For this square, its purpose is to draw a straight line on this board. And if you're this circular saw, your purpose is to cut this board so I can build this thing so that I can have something cool to look at on my shelf. And if you're this hammer, your life purpose is to nail these 2 boards together so that I can build this thing. So I got the thing I was building. Each of the tools serve their own individual life purpose to help me get what I wanted and needed. And I transform because now when I look at this cross, I'll be reminded of my faith and it'll stir something good inside me. And so each of these tools knew their life purpose. They accomplished their life purpose and they can be happy in the fact that they helped me accomplish something I wanted. So your life purpose is fairly simple. It's figuring out what you're passionate about, what you love to do, what you're qualified to teach other people, and thinking through how you find purpose in that by understanding how that serves other people, like which people does that serve, what those people need, what they get out of what you give them. And if you can answer all those questions, you have found your life purpose in 5 minutes, according to Adam. Okay, so we've been taking a step back and evaluating each idea that we're going over and asking it these 4 questions. 1, what is this source? What's the quality of this source? Is it a worthy source for us to listen to on this enormous question in our life? Number 2, does this idea make you a better person? Number 3, does this idea make the world a better place? Number 4, does this idea fulfill? Does it satisfy? Does it deliver on all of its promises like a true meaning of life should? So we're ranking each idea in each of these categories from 1 to 3 stars. So far, Dan Howell had 5.5 stars according to our evaluation, and Sadhguru had 6 stars according to our evaluation. So we're really looking for something a little bit better, and hopefully Adam Leipzig's idea will get us a better score than that. So number 1, what is this source? What's the quality of this source? Okay, I don't know much about Adam, but it seems like he's a happy guy, seems like he's a healthy guy, seems like he based his idea off of what this purpose and meaning in life is off of the people he knew and was talking to who were the happiest in his life. So that's a decent source. Going to the people who already seem fulfilled and happy and asking them, why are you thinking this way? Why are you feeling this way? And Adam himself just seems like a normal guy who does a good job at what he does in his career, and he has found fulfillment and purpose in what he does there. So while this might not be like a supreme source, this is a pretty decent source. So we're gonna give this a 2.5 stars. Number 2, Does this idea make you a better person? Does it make you a person that you're proud of? Does it make you a more virtuous person? Kind of. I think my answer is kind of. It makes you a better person. Okay, so say you're this hammer. Well, what good is this hammer if you try to use it to screw in a screw, or if you tried to use it to measure anything? It doesn't, I mean, this hammer needs to be doing what it's made to do. And human beings, they're made with the potential to do lots of things, but each person is kind of wired and gifted a certain way, and they definitely have passions and skill sets that they're created with. And so definitely this idea helps people to realize that what you love to find the thing that they are most passionate about, love the absolute most and have the most talent in and skill in, and focus your efforts in finding your life purpose in that thing. And not only that, it helps you to think back to, not only do I find purpose in that thing that I'm kind of made to do, but I'm also finding purpose in the outward nature of that thing. And I love that. He talks about that in his video, and I didn't show it in my reenactment, but he talks about the thing that makes this such a good idea about the purpose of life is that it's outward facing. Finding purpose in helping other people become happy and figuring out how what you do meets a need in them and transforms them in the process and makes them happier people, you yourself will become a happier person. So I definitely love this idea when it comes to helping people find what it is they were made to do and created for, and finding purpose in how that thing helps other people in this world. So that is definitely makes you a better person if each person would figure that out. But the reason I'm not going to give this a full 3 stars is because life's bigger than that, right? And people are more, I wish he would have gone into more of like who you are. He said who you are is just like your first name. That's not enough, because life is bigger than just what you do. And life is bigger than just your career. Life involves your own self, your personal development, your spirituality, your family, there's lots of other things that if you find your purpose only in what you're doing, specifically in your vocation or your hobbies, then this idea doesn't touch those other areas of your life, and you're left very confused and seeking elsewhere for the answer for that. So while this idea definitely makes us better people in one area of our life for sure, it just doesn't touch every area of our life. So for that reason, I'm going to give this idea a 2 star. Number 3, does this idea make the world a better place? I think maybe. This idea can definitely make the world a better place, but here's the thing about this idea. It's really assuming that people are doing what they love to do and are passionate about. It's also assuming that what people love to do is a good and helpful thing, right? And it's also assuming the people that you're doing your thing for have good and right intentions as well, right? I mean, because this hammer could be used to build something awesome. It could be used to build a house. It could be used for lots of good and right reasons, but this hammer in the hand of the wrong person could be used to destroy somebody else's good work. Or this hammer could be used in the hands of the wrong person to drive it into somebody's skull and kill them, right? So this idea could make the world a better place, assuming that the desires of everybody's heart is a good desire and what they love to do is a good and helpful thing, because the sad truth about the world is that our desires are not always pure. Our desires are not always helpful, and our desires sometimes, we love to do the things that aren't necessarily making the world a better place. Like, what if all I love to do is sit around and play video games? What if what I really love to do is sell drugs to people? What if I am supremely qualified to teach people how to con other people out of their identity and savings? And it's just assuming a lot. So put in the right framework, maybe attached to a bigger purpose, which I'm gonna talk about next. This definitely makes the world a better place, but take out that connection to the bigger purpose, and if our assumptions aren't all true about desires and people's intentions always being good, then this doesn't necessarily always make the world a better place. So again, I'm going to give this idea in this category a 2 stars. And number 4, does this idea fulfill? Does it satisfy? Does it deliver on its promises? And does it make us really proud to hold this idea as what we truly believe the meaning of life to be? Okay, so this idea, I really truly believe it's getting onto something when it talks about how to find fulfillment and true satisfaction in our life, because of the outward focus of this idea that you are finding fulfillment in how you contribute to the world, how you use your giftings and talents to serve people and make their lives better, how you contribute to society, how it's an outward focused idea, which I think is really getting close to the way that we find fulfillment. It's like you're an instrument and you're kind of coming into tune with the way that the music around you is working, and you're contributing and everybody's playing their own sound and you feel fulfilled. You're like in melody, in rhythm with everybody else and the world and where we're going, and it's a good thing. Okay, but the way I think of this is it definitely, your purpose has to be tied to a bigger purpose. Like, again, this hammer will definitely find fulfillment in its purpose of framing a wall, okay? So this was designed to hammer things, so you can hammer nails into a piece of wood and you're framing a wall. That's what this is designed to do, right? So there's fulfillment in that, great. But what if the hands of the same guy who is framing that wall decides to take this hammer and go smash a window out? Right? He could do that. And are you finding fulfillment and satisfaction in that? No, definitely not, because that's harming, that's hurting what's going on. And so the purpose of this hammer has to be bigger and has to be connected to something bigger than just fulfilling the desires of the person's hand that it's in. It has to be tied to something. So take a step back. Why are you framing the wall? Okay, well, we're framing the wall so that we can build this house. Okay, so why are you building this house? You're building this house so that you can create a home for a family to do life in. Okay, that's a great purpose. Now that defines a little bit more about what this hammer should and shouldn't be doing, right? This hammer shouldn't be going and smashing out a window, because that wouldn't be fulfilling the bigger purpose of building a home, right? And then take a step back even further. So why are you building this home? Well, you're building this home because you want to build a neighborhood. Why are you building the neighborhood? Well, we want to build communities in our city where families and just people in general can come and do life together and connect and eat food together. Okay, well, then that defines that this hammer shouldn't be brought out and start hitting people with it, because that doesn't really fulfill the bigger purpose of building a community in a city where people are happy and healthy. You see where this is going? This hammer, if it's just about doing the will of the person whose hand it's in, it could go either way, whether it fulfills or satisfies. It could be used for good things or bad things. But when this hammer is connected to a bigger purpose, building a house, or a bigger purpose, building a community in a neighborhood, or a bigger purpose, it can just keep going back further. It really defines the purpose of this hammer. And each step back eliminates the bad or negative purposes that this hammer could serve, right? So in my mind, that's why I say that this idea definitely is touching on something that has to be a part of our idea of what the meaning of life truly is, but it's not enough. Life is bigger, and there's a bigger purpose that our smaller purpose is connected to that really needs to be discussed and defined in order for the hammer to have its real, true, full purpose to be fully fulfilled and satisfied. And I hope that's going to lead me into what I talk about next week, when I talk about what I think I have found as the big capital P purpose of life, capital M meaning of life. That's bigger, that all of these tools, all of us, all of our individual life purposes fit into a bigger purpose, so that we can really tune into the sound that the world is making, that the design of the world is making, and be in harmony and rhythm with what's going on, and we can truly be fulfilled and satisfied. So for these reasons, I'm going to give this idea in this category a 2.5 stars. Let's count them up. 9 stars out of 12. Now we're getting somewhere. This is a 75%, this is a C, it's a passing grade. I definitely think we're getting close here to what the purpose of life is, or at least how I can think about it. And Adam in this video definitely gives us something very helpful to think about, and definitely something to wrestle with when we're thinking about our true life purpose. So thanks, Adam, for that. I appreciate what you said in your talk. But we're gonna continue on, and we're going to see if we can find something even better than this score. And I really think that I've found something. So I'm excited to share that with you next week. Let's keep moving along. See you next time.
Guys, check out the other videos right over there and there. Hi there, how's your day? And press the subscribe button right up there. Blink, blink. Comment below and tell us what you think. If you like that video, then smash that little button. Share a video with your friends by pushing that share button right down there.